And then he left the office and he went and called Tom Dieters, who was the editor of Muscle and Fitness at the time, Jim Chatter, the art director. He's calling everybody in the office. He goes, you gotta come and see this kid. You gotta come and see this kid. He's the next Mr. Olympia. I had left Canada and moved to Florida, you know, at
What part of Florida?
I was in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in South Florida. I was trained at, remember, I don't know if you remember the old Gold's Gym on Sunrise.
I know that there's one in Fort Lauderdale that it's like a bodybuilding gym that
Everyone used to go there. That's got to be the one in Sunrise.
Okay.
It was owned by a gentleman named Ken.
Yeah.
You know, but everybody used to go there.
Right.
Everyone used to go there. And word started going out about this big Canadian kid that's in Fort Lauderdale that's trained, and they're like, oh my God, you got to see this dude. He's crazy. And you heard of a guy named Lou Zwick, American Muscle
Sounds
Magazine?
familiar, yeah.
So he would have his little people all over the place. That when if there's a new talent on the horizon, he'd want to know about it to get it on his show on ESPN. It was called Best of American Muscle Magazine.
Okay.
And this kid by the name of Chick Benacourt from Miami, you know, came up to see me up there, and he did a video. It's so weird. I saw the video. Just recently, someone tagged me in this video from like way back when, you know?
Yeah.
And he sent the video to this guy out in California, Lou Zwick, and he got my number and he started calling me, and he's like, oh my God, yeah, I've seen the videos, I've seen the photos of you. You look amazing. You need to come to California. That was my dream, of course. Like any kid back then, lifting weights.
Right.
You want to go to Venice.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know how the hell am I going to go to Venice. You know, so I decided to go to. You know, he arranged it for me to go to Venice. He gave me. I didn't even know what the hell I was getting myself into, bro. He gave me a one-way ticket. I had $2,500 in my pocket, you know, and I went out to Venice. He had someone come and pick me up at the airport, and he dropped me off at the Marina Pacific Hotel. I'm not sure if you know about it. It's in Venice.
Okay.
But that's where all the bodybuilders.
Yeah.
I mean, every single bodybuilder, Lou Zwick, Lou Ferrigno, Arnold, everybody stayed there. Everybody stayed there. And he dropped me off there. I got my $2,500 in my pocket, and the first day I got there, man, they had this little restaurant in the bottom of it. The chef name was Raj, and Raj would cook up all the diet food for all the bodybuilders. And I'm sitting there, and I'm gotta eat real light because it's only $2,500. And then I saw Gary Stratham walked in, you know, and I'm thinking, God damn, in my head, you know, I'm like, holy shit, this is Gary Stratham, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting over there, and I'm looking at him, but I'm trying, you know? And then he caught me looking at him. And he's like, you know? And I'm thinking in my head, fuck, Gary Stratham just said hey to me, you know?
Yeah.
You know? So I kind of gently walked over and just said, hey, do you mind if I just wanted to say hello, you know? And but he thought I was already a bodybuilder because I was a big freaking kid. So, but I met Gary Stratham, and I was like, man, I can't believe I meet you. You know, we started talking. You know, I'm there for like 3 weeks now, and my $2,500 is running out, and I'm like scared as shit. The gentleman back in Montreal who got me into competing, he knew Joe Weider personally because he was so heavily involved in the IFBB back then, and he said, I'm going to give you Joe's number. I'm going to call his office and tell him that Winston Robert, that you're related to him. So I called Joe Weider's office. I got his secretary. I just tell her Winston Robert. I'm Winston Robert's nephew. He said for me to call to speak to Joe. And so imagine Joe Weider, you know?
Yeah.
He got on the phone. I'm shitting myself here. Come on, you know?
Yeah, that's...
I mean, all of us as kids, because back then, you know, now you have a million different supplement lines.
Right, that was it. Then.
That was it.
Yeah.
There was nothing else.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, this is the god of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
He came on the phone for me.
Wow.
Yeah, man, and you know, he talked to me for about 5 minutes, and he says, "I'm gonna give you back to Annalise," which was his assistant, and she's gonna set up an appointment. So she set up an appointment. The first time I was decided I'm gonna go see him, I actually brought Flex Wheeler with me. Brought Flex Wheeler. I remember the first time, and I went up to see Joe, and me and Flex, before we went up to see him, we went in the bathroom downstairs and we started doing pump up, and because you're going to see Joe Weider, right?
Yeah, you're trying to impress him, right?
Yeah, and I remember I walked in when he opened the door. He says, "Come in," and he's like, "Okay, take off your shirt." You know, so you have to do a couple poses. And man, I started. He's like, "Do a double bicep." I did a double bicep. Oh, that's what. He started freaking out. You know, Joe Weider thinks I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I was like, "What the fuzz?" You know. So once everyone left the room and we sat down, you know, we talked a little bit, but I'm too nervous to even talk. You know, he asked me, because I'm going there because like I said, my $2,500 is dwindling away. It probably had about $1,000 left, if even that much.
Yeah.
Because I'm staying at the hotel, paying for that. And I told him, I said, "Oh, you know, my uncle said that if I came to see you, it's a possibility that if you like my physique, you might help me out, you know." Mm. So he says, "So I guess you want some money." You know?
Like, yeah.
I go, you know, whatever. So he says, "Okay, I'll give you $2,500. I'm thinking, he's gonna give me $2,500? That's all I came here with.
Right, right.
I'm almost done." So I'm thinking, holy shit, I'm happy. Mm. So I said, $2,500? And he said, okay, $3,500. Dude, he said $3,500. And I'm like, can you live on $3,500 a month? I'm thinking it's $3,500 one time.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
You know? And he's like, you know, he's like, $3,500 a month. I'm like, oh shit, I'm rich.
Yeah.
Because you gotta think, 1991, $3,500 a month? Come on, you know, that's paper, man. You know?
And he's paying you to do what you love and just work out all day long. So
just to eat, sleep, and train.
Right.
So I'm loving life, man. And he says to me, if you turn pro, I'll take it up to 5,000. Oh shit, man! I train like a demon, you know, because I already love training anyhow.
Yeah.
I met Mike Christian, my idol, also, you know, and he helped me to get ready for my first competition, the North American. Joe wanted to give me my pro card right away. He didn't want me to compete as an amateur or anything. He just wanted me to. And I said, no, I want to compete.
Here's the truth. Most people are walking around chronically dehydrated, and the water they're drinking to fix it is actually working against them. It's stripped of minerals, or it's loaded with contaminants and microplastics, and it's all coming from these plastic bottles. So you're drinking more, but you're getting less. So my team and I, we fixed that. We created No Days Off Premium Water. We take it through an 8-step reverse osmosis process. It comes out contaminant-free, PFAS-free, microplastic-free. Then we put back what your body actually needs: calcium, magnesium, and potassium. The electrolytes you sweat out and the minerals that run over 300 reactions in your body. We balance it to an 8.1 alkaline pH for hydration that works at the cellular level. And we can it in aluminum, never plastic. So nothing leaches out into your water and nothing sits in the landfill. That's the hack. Hydration done the right way. Not more water, better water. But I'll be straight with you. Water is only half of it. The other half is showing up and doing the work. No days off. That's the whole reason this brand exists. So here's what I want to do for you. If you're local to, or even just visiting, Nashville or Miami, I want to give you a free workout at Legacy. On us, no catch. You come in, you train with our team, you feel what No Days Off is all about. So if you're serious about your health and you're anywhere near Nashville or South Florida, come see us. Book a free session at legacyfit.com. Walk into Legacy and tell us the big dog sent you. We'll take care of the rest.